The night commuting phenomenon started in 2003 in northern Uganda, particularly in the districts of Gulu, Padel and Kitgum. Many night commuters were children as young as 3 years old who trekked to urban centers in fear of being abducted by the rebels of the Lord's Resistance Army. As the LRA insurgents heightened, many people went into internally displaced camps. But even these camps were susceptible to attacks. This forced parents to send their children to town centers to spend the nights. At that time, these centers housed more than 40,000 children who fled their homes in the evenings. Children bore the brunt of the war in northern Uganda, suffering disproportionately in the 21-year-old conflict. As many as 25,000 children have been abducted by the LRA for use as soldiers, sex slaves, and porters. To those children who escaped abductions, commuter centers were like home.
Because I am now old and I cannot live together with my mom and my dad.
Alfredo Pio is one of them. He started coming to this center when he was 9, walking more than 4 kilometers from his home every evening. He has 4 siblings with whom he used to walk to Gulu town for shelter. His school, Gulu Secondary, is near the commuter center and partly explains why he still stays at the center. But there are other reasons why the 14-year-old cannot share a room with his parents.
Some of us paying their school fees is very difficult. So there are some young ones and I'm the oldest.
Our house is not big and we have too many people at our home. So that is not good for us to share the house with them.
At commuter centers, the children have teachers to help them with their homework. Lying in neat rows on papyrus mats and covering themselves with a few blankets, these children find peace in such a setup than their own homes.
This level of dependence and surety and security can only be achieved in a night commuters center.
Although the LRA attacks have subsided in northern Uganda since the start of peace talks, some children continue to come to these centers because of special needs. UNICEF estimates that about 10,000 children are still commuting to urban centers and bigger camps in the whole of northern Uganda.
There is not yet war hand. And the peace talk is not yet decided to come back. I'm not used to sleeping here. Yeah, can't sustain sleeping home.
In Gulu, the local government sees the reduction in the number of child commuters and estimates that less than 1,000 children are still commuting. As a result, some commuter centers are being phased out. However, in other districts affected by the conflict, the numbers are still high because children lack basic needs at home. With the looming prospect of peace in the region, the children are looking forward to rebuilding their lives.
If there is peace, we are going to find that life is going to be easy.
Children will be at home with their parents, attending good things and the teaching.
Ovuga says before these commuter centers are phased out, government needs to address the needs of these children, some of which are psychological.
Probably the best thing to do is not to wait until the peace returns, but to prepare children to return home by appropriate counseling interventions.
Also needed is confidence building between the communities and the UPDF to assure them of their safety. Many parents continue to send their children in the night commuting centers due to limited housing facilities. Others say they cannot be assured of the children's safety until a peace deal has been signed. Rosebel Kagumire, NTV, Gulu.